All right. Let's see if this worked. Let's see if this worked. I do not know. If you are seeing this, can you make a comment? All right. Yeah, we are live. We are live. We are live. We are live. Jay, I got Jay in the background. Jay, you there? Let's see. Soggy's in the mix. My
Yo,
man Jay. All right,
what's
let's
up?
go. It is definitely showing on YouTube, and we are good. All right, I'm gonna kick you to the back, and I'm going to kick off on what we're doing here a little bit. And Ryan and Jay should be joining here shortly.
Have fun.
Ryan and Lou. All right, what's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? I am incredibly excited to be back with Card Talk Live. So I'm sitting here. I'm currently in a studio space that I have with my fiance, which is crazy. We got Jax in the building. I am in our studio down in Tribeca in Manhattan in New York City. Um, and I wanted to start to bring back a little bit of a live show. It is the year 2026, and in many ways, I just find myself excited about making content and jamming on all things the hobby. I feel like today more than ever, cards and collectibles are continuing to explode. And what I think for a long, long, long time, when the word explode was used, it had to do with prices and with sales and with return on investment, if you will. And I think we find ourselves in a healthier place than ever. And what I mean by that is when I say the word explode now, it does not come to mind about I bought card for X and I sold card for Y within a short period of time, if you will. I first got into what I'll call the hobby in a real way in the summer of, I believe it was 2018, on a phone call from Gary after he came back from the National in what I believe was Cleveland that year. And what followed from kind of the next, I would say, 18 months was understanding and learning many things about cards and collectibles in general. My first thought went to Pokemon and what I grew up on, which was 1999 game. And from there, went to footy, which was Ronaldo cards and Messi cards. And if you can think about what that looked like in 2019 comparatively to what that looks like now, it was a pretty wild time. I mean, Ronaldo rookies, PSA 7, I want to say, were three-figure cards, and now are selling on a weekly basis on Fanatics at an insane rate. We spent much of the early 2020s daily talking about that one person that might post about cards. We now have people like Emma Roberts and Steve Aoki, and Netflix has arguably a top 10 show covering all things sports cards and collectibles. And it's been a good run. This IP, this brand of Card Talk, is something that is incredibly near and dear to my heart. I feel very fortunate for the journey that I went on with Ryan and Lou as co-hosts and Jay as producer. And honestly, just even be able to look kind of into the backstage right now and see that my boy Jay is there gives me a lot of comfort. I take tremendous pride and responsibility in what the brand is. I find it very fascinating when I look back on my time in the heat of the moment and what I would say 2020, 2021, 22, 23. I can honestly say I didn't realize what we were doing. We produced over 220 podcast episodes, individual episodes, which I would probably argue is a top 1% feat for content creators. I think a lot of that is because I was alongside, I was working at a major advertising agency where I still work, which was producing podcasts for the biggest brands in the world, producing content for the biggest brands in the world. And so it all just kind of felt normal to me. I think that we had so much fun and approach things so authentically. And I go to the Instagram page now on a daily basis and get to engage with people in the DMs. And so many people say that they got into sports cards and collectibles because of our podcast. Um, they say that then we're able to make a ton of money through the education. That was always one thing that was always incredibly important to us. Play of the week was a segment that we concepted, and in some ways, on the backdrop of this all was COVID, which was just like a mad thing that was happening in the world, and everyone was trying to process. So all of these things were happening at once. Oh, my man, Phil Kulo in the building. Are you able to see? You can see. Let me double check. Yeah, we're good. We're live. We're live. My man Phil Kulo in the building. If you're here, if you see this, if you could do me a huge favor and share it up. This is the first one I'm doing. We kind of went live. What you're gonna see tonight for the next, what I would say, hour, 15 minutes is a compilation of interviews and guests that I'm gonna bring on. I'm going to have, first and foremost, it's looking like if they show up, I'm gonna have Ryan and Lou stop by, my original co-hosts. We're going to do a little "What's on Your Mind" to kick this thing off. Have a fun surprise for them, which I'm pretty excited to roll out and show. I'm then going to have a friend of mine, Eddie Whitner, who is running a grading company, C3 Grading. And I'm excited to talk to Eddie because I'm just fascinated about the lives of entrepreneurs. That's where I start with that. And then that he is engaging and actively looking to build a grading company in a market that has more demand than can be supplied. And if I think about 2021, 2022, there was a lot of kind of upstart grading companies, but PSA reigned supreme. Beckett was still right there as an absolute leader. And CGC was getting going, but it was really SGC. And as time's gone by, PSA now owns Beckett. Buybacks are happening, the integration, the consolidation in so many ways. And I've just got to know Eddie, and I want to hear what it's like, the journey of being an entrepreneur, building a grading company. I've been able to travel the world. I've spent many weeks in London. I've spent many now weeks in Dubai, all because of sports cards and collectibles. And I've seen people, with One Piece in grading slabs that I've never seen. I've seen people collecting now Naruto and all these different things. And as big of a brand PSA is, not everyone can afford to grade at PSA. Not everyone has the time, turnaround, and ability to wait on that. And so I do think that there is a real need and space for newer grading companies that are doing things right. My man Lou is in the backstage. Love to see it. Oh, he's got the OG mic too. He's ready to go. He's fired up. I'm then gonna have Evan Parker from Mantle come on. I want to hear what he's up to with the Hobby Awards that they just wrapped up. They did a nice Ghostwrite award, and then I'm gonna have a guest on to talk a little bit about Panini Blockchain, and then Rick Ellis from Castro Collects with the World Cup that's coming, with footy being a passion of mine. So I'm just really excited. Like I was saying before, and Lou's here now, but just want to build on the foundation that we laid, the 200 plus episodes that we did, and just the day by day inbound that I receive from people that are interested for the first time about sports cards and collectibles. I mean, you got the best player on the Knicks like spinning up hobby page like it's nothing. You got people in the Premier League joining the flow, and so I'm inspired because 2026 started, and all of a sudden I feel like everyone's making content, like everyone, like in some way, and so I had to return and try to take things back. Lou, I'm going to wait to see if he'll probably be fatherly 4 minutes late before he shows up, but I got to respect him. Might be getting a sale off in the shop. I wrapped up the Card Talk Fantasy Football League, which I completely blew. Fully had the best team. Fully down the stretch, forgot to set my lineup once or twice and got cooked. Should have had the number one seed for sure. Blew that. That's classic. Fantasy is really tough for me nowadays, if I'm being honest. I don't know why. I just couldn't have less interest in the NFL. Maybe it's because Penn State was all-time bad, and I don't know what college football is even anymore. But I'm sure we're going to get into that once Ryan comes, because for some reason Ohio State's heralded recruit is now a starting running back at Penn State, and it makes me feel weird. And then I think we're going to wrap it up with rips. But the craziness of live selling and breaking, which really emerged, I think, in a lot of ways on people doing it on Instagram or Facebook Lives, and then Whatnot came about. I literally remember Whatnot kind of being founded, and as I was Gary's asking, the emails from the founder about getting on there, and the times that Ryan and Lou and I were like, I don't know so much about breaking or this or that, and all the opportunities there. To now eBay is like pretty much getting into live platform and all that. So without further ado, we do have the gentleman here, and I'm going to bring them up now. Let's go. Boom. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Wait. I didn't realize.
Little vertical video.
Just orders is I'm used to Jay telling me like, hey man, you got to do it this way. You got to do it.
I jumped the gun. I stole Jay's thunder actually with bringing you guys up myself. What's up, boys? How we doing?
Rye, lead the way, my friend, because I have so many questions for you.
Dude, Ohio State's not playing for a national title, so I'm a little, just kind of distraught there. Good news is the New England Patriots are back in it. That's always good. Like, card talk started. I mean, like, we had a lot of pauses, and the Patriots are still back before the Jets have been or will be, so that's always good. Lou's guy, Alex Bregman, is now a Chicago Cub. That's always good.
Why are you coming at me right now?
No, I was just saying, like, that's Lou's guy, right? Like, I didn't.
Yeah, it was really disappointing, actually.
It's Lou's guy.
That's not like a shot.
It's a little bit like your running back starting for Penn State.
Yeah, I mean, like, if our fourth string running back wants to go to Penn State, like, yeah, that's okay. Like, we could do that.
That's where he's at. He was a fourth stringer.
Was he the fourth string, right? I don't know if he was the fourth string.
What? Yeah. Sure. Look up the numbers.
Yeah, but next year, like, was he next year's fourth string?
No, because the top, like, so we brought in Donaldson from West Virginia, who's just like that veteran, third down, bulky pass blocking. Like, he's a pro. Bo Jackson's a freshman. Isaiah West was a freshman. They were Bo Jackson's the guy. Isaiah West was getting pretty good carries early on. Then later in the year, it was basically just Bo Jackson and Donaldson. And, last 4 or 5 games, those two didn't even play at all. So, yeah, I mean, 3 or
it went really well for you guys, it was all worth it.
Yeah, it was.
You beat Michigan. That's your national championship.
Yeah,
right?
And I think if you rank all of the things Michigan did this year and Ohio State did this year, having a coach arrested for allegedly trying to do some really bad things to himself or others.
It's a family show.
He did say allegedly. He did say, I respect your allegedness.
Right? We didn't have that. So that's like the this light is just bright and shiny. We didn't have that.
Right. Is there any truth? Because this is something just I've seen. I'm not really on Twitter anymore. I go on Instagram, TikTok. On TikTok, I've seen a couple of things about how it took the coach being on the verge of going to jail for the rest of his life for Ohio State to win, and then once Ohio State won, they immediately fell apart. Is there any truth to that?
Is that a question? Like you said, I don't understand.
It's just something I've seen. I'm trying to understand if there's any truth to that. Is there any talk about that in Columbus? Oh, wow, it took them 10 years to win the big game against Michigan, and then they immediately fell apart, and it only happened because the coach was allegedly a criminal.
I don't think Ryan Day's ever been accused publicly of anything. I mean, the good news is, again, when we talk about allegedly, we have seen Sherrone Moore being indicted. We've actually
that's what I'm saying. It took that guy being the coach of Michigan for Ohio State to win the game.
Well, yeah, the other guy was actually banned from the sport. He's not allowed back in college football. That's why. I mean, he's banned from the sport, right? When you get banned.
Ask a clarifying question. Real quick.
Tyler, let's get us back on track because he can go on forever.
Are you, as of today, are you a Michigan man or a Georgia Bulldog?
It's a good question. I would say I'm a Michigan man through and through.
Hey, we're back. There it is. He's back. It's probably whoever's asterisk won a title more recently for
disagree
for those guys. So
disagree. I will say I did turn on college basketball for the first time this season, and I immediately watched Michigan give up a brutal loss at home.
Well, and they're one of the best squads.
Yeah,
Penn State
so
had them
yeah.
on the ropes, but that's the story of Penn State in a nutshell.
Yeah. what are you gonna do?
That would be very fitting. That would make a ton of sense for Lou and I. Like we would understand that. Like, you know, we've definitely heard a couple like Penn State had them on the ropes. Like we've heard a few of those episodes. Ty, that
Yeah,
would be a
those
good
are
one. You
first
know,
half.
enough about Sharon Moore allegedly trying to kill people. Like Ty, what happened with your preseason national champs?
It all fell apart, man. It all fell. It came down crashing harder. It was a 10-year lead up to not going for 2 against Oregon, losing, and then James Franklin punting on our season, only to get a job at Virginia Tech.
Also costing Drew Aller millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars.
An immense amount of money.
Millions of dollars.
In a weird way, I actually think Drew Aller still has a shot because I feel like he had the shackles put on him, and there's
Yeah.
a world where he could have a decent coach and be a completely different player.
But he
Yeah.
did give up he was going to be a first round pick. It was going to happen.
He was.
Yeah, but Lou,
he-
you would have to imagine a guy like that making that kind of decision has good people in his corner and has some kind of decent insurance policy. I mean, he would have been a top 5 pick if he went pro.
That's fair. He has an agent, I assume.
Yeah,
And,
it's
again-
just down bad, and I can't say I'm like that confident in this new guy, Matt Campbell.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I-
like I'm a pretty like that James Franklin guy likes to not win big games. Like he, you know, there's not allegedly with that. Like he doesn't win them. But man, I'm not sure I'm giving up that kind of coach that's like one bad Drew Aller throw away from playing for a national title, is preseason #1, recruits at that kind of level, and goes to the playoffs so consistent. I'm not sure I'm giving that
Yeah.
up. Like, man, I don't know.
Real issue is we have an AD that like something I don't know. He thinks he wants to get paid NIL. He thinks
There's a little mafia.
I feel like
situation
he's got a
happening.
TikTok page or something. Like he is out of his mind. For some reason, was like giving press conferences. I want my AD in a suit and tie in his office. Nobody knows who he is. Get him out of here. And I got
I
an
agree.
AD running around acting like he's like the face of Texas Tech or something. I'm like, this
I
is a Big
don't
Ten.
disagree.
Let's button up here a little bit. But boys, it is so good to see you. And I pulled this image because this is a night that I think about more often than I care to share. And I'm going to show you.
Yeah.
This,
Oh,
this,
That's a classic. That's a throwback right there.
this took place about 4+ years ago. And I remember when Patty Cardzar, aka Pat McAfee, joined our Card Talk Live. And I think all 3 of us thought he was naked from the waist down.
100%.
He then starts calling
100%.
Ryan Harwood hardwood. The whole
Yes,
time.
exactly right. And then it was kind of like a Freud thing going on. It was crazy.
He might honestly even have a Card Talk hat on. But talk about the glow up. Ryan's not the only one with a crazy glow up since this show. But Pat McAfee has really in some ways taken the world by storm. That was a great night, and I've just been inspired not only by like the show that we did there, but by Pat McAfee in the sense of I think live and what I want to do with like what we're doing here is do live shows, be able to cut up a ton of stuff, engage with people like Extra Guac AM, who's one of the more OGs in terms of a live fashion, and then just take clips and get them out. So this was a super fun night. Do either of you have a good memory from Card Talk Live? The first one, not the second one that we did in person, but the first one to share.
Well, I do like I said when I was watching the games on Saturday, I was like, me and Chuba Hubbard, we like broke cards together that one time. So like that's my #1 go-to memory, I would say.
That is true. Chuba
I think I
Hubbard.
battled against Chuba and lost, I believe.
I do. Was that at the one of ones?
Where was
might-
that? I
Were
remember
they
this.
Panini 101?
That was on Card Talk
Oh,
Live.
this was peak Card Talk. We did it was like 4 hours, and then we did.
I
Like
remember
another
this.
hour and
This
a
was
half on
insane.
Instagram
This-
Live.
This was bananas. This was crazy. That was like one of the
Insane.
craziest things ever done. Like we went from like big name to big name to big name, and I was like, well, this is. I mean, I remember like choking over my words when Pat came on screen. I'm a big fan.
Justin Turner was on.
Just crazy.
Justin Turner was on.
4 teams ago. There was one Hooper that joined from his car that I'm trying to remember who that was.
Mm.
I think he's got big, boofy hair. I'm trying to-
Where's Jay?
No
Where's
record.
Jay when
My
he
memory is so bad. It's actually
Jay, run the tape. Run the tape. All right, Rye, you remember nothing? You don't remember when we
No, like
we
lives. Like
didn't we give away a what's the case Well, didn't we give away a National Treasures or a Flawless box on
I thought we gave
Instagram
away an.
afterwards?
I thought it was like. Yeah, because it was like on like dual Car Talk Live with like
Yeah,
my
4
account,
people.
Card Talk. I think you and eBay Live, or like
Yep.
eBay's
Yep.
page. Yeah, remember that? Yeah, that was crazy.
That's exactly right. I pulled a Jonathan Taylor. We were doing the box battles of Panini 1.
The only thing
That's
that
what it
I,
was. It was
again,
anyone.
the first thing, like I hear the words Card Talk and memories, right? And it's not live that pops in my head. It's the blender up, like the blender will always live with me forever.
Yep.
The blender and Jason live at Polwax, like merch.
Scene of the
things,
crime.
that will like and honestly, God, like I think it was one of the more fun trips we had. The night we ripped cards, I think it was Jay's birthday at that
Oh yeah,
sports
it's the
bar,
place in
the
in
sports
Columbus.
bar in Columbus. When Jay took that Michael Jordan insert and like just flat out dropped it.
Correct.
And that
We're not gonna just talk about people fumbling cards and not talk about your thing, but that's okay.
Jordan Dove. By the way,
Jordan Dove.
I mean, he loses playoff games, but shout out all 20 people that are here tuned in right now. I
Might
appreciate
lose his
that.
coach too.
How about the cease and desist that we received?
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
mean,
crazy. That's crazy.
That's correct. Jay.
That was another Jay. Just on his own.
Wait, is there a chat? I gotta get in here. This is
Yeah, we got St.
Oh.
Croix in there talking Jordan.
yeah,
Dove.
that was the 2-9. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean we went to Ohio State, Maryland, and Maryland scored first, and that was
It was Maryland or
phenomenal.
Rutgers?
no, oh, it was Rutgers. Yeah, it was a Jersey team.
Yeah, it was Rutgers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
It was
Maryland.
Rutgers.
There
You're
was like
just
a
embarrassed that Rutgers
4-minute
scored first.
period.
I
where
think we can see
Rutgers
how we
was
kind of
leading.
got there. You know, East Coast
Rye
red
was-
team, like
Rye was stumbled. Rye was shook for a second.
I mean, when a Michigan man kind of invades enemy territory, you get a little flustered.
I fit in just fine with the good people of
Here. I got look what I got sitting next to me. I think this is too good to pass up. I mean, it just seems like such a fitting time. Like
Oh,
It
let's
just-
go.
Oh,
just
It's
I mean,
crazy. It blows my mind, actually. These are all the things that have happened. I mean, Fanatics didn't even exist during these times.
yeah,
We
I
did
would
over
love one of those
200
like
plus episodes.
I would love one of those like things that have happened since Car Talk began. Like the iPhone didn't exist. Like that like I don't know what it was, but
Oh,
Right, top-
Otani.
t-
Oh,
here
you're
we
doing a
go.
little Ripsky Dipsky right now?
yeah, I need
he's
a little.
ripping it. It's happening.
Oh, let's
I
go.
need one of those like influencer boxes. That's what I need right
Let's
here.
go. A little J box.
Little
Hot
J- Well, J box is a crazy statement.
Ooh, a little
Ariana Huffington.
Wow.
Fearless
Rare.
Fair.
It was fairly banger.
There it is. What are we looking for in here? The yellow ones, am I right?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. To the moon.
Nice.
Car Talk to the moon.
Diamond hand 10.
Diamond hands. Oh,
Oh.
another one.
Oh, back.
Wow. First chrome. We love a first.
Ulo in the building. Love a first.
Hustling
Mm.
hamster.
Hustling hands.
Yeah.
I don't know if
I
I don't know if I ever told you. Obviously you guys came off for trade. I think you and I texted about it. I ended up telling Gary about it. Still to this day disappointed. I was second high bidder on the first Topps Chrome V friend that ever hit the market. The Super the B.
The Gary B.
I was second high bidder on that.
Really?
Still to this day.
They fumbled in early play.
Oh
Ooh, there's your
wow.
hit.
To 199.
There we go. Was it a
Goldfish. Graceful.
Nice,
Yeah.
graceful. Very graceful.
Another couple first. We love
No
the first
drop.
and then confident. Yeah. okay.
Nice. Yeah, we do love the
Drop.
June. Oh, man, I don't know if that's breaking news, but it's going to be a June release for our second Chrome.
Wow.
That might have been
something in
breaking
that time
news.
frame. That might have been breaking news. That's we got to drop a little breaking news on the live. Authentic Anaconda, nice. Kind Kudu. Give me a 101. All right.
Rational.
What is? Are you guys? Now you're both further along in your lives, homeowners and all those things. Do you watch a lot of sports?
Okay.
Like what? Like, am I watching like Cavs Heat on like a Tuesday? No.
Hey, like,
no.
are you guys dialed in?
Like on the
What-
NFL playoff games? Sure.
Yeah, I did actually catch some good NFL playoff action. this
NFL
weekend.
games are just elite.
Yeah, they are elite.
I wrote down 4 what's on my mind just
Oh,
to
I need it. I
prepare.
need it.
Wow,
I know we're short on
4.
time.
That's a tie
4.
type move. Hold on.
I was just trying to
Hell.
prepare.
Just-
I was just trying to prepare. I figure we're here
Creative
live.
crap.
We'll talk it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lou. Reliable Lou. We need that in the next one.
My first one is going to be Marty Supreme merch. I'm obsessed with this movie.
Okay.
Tyler, have you seen the movie?
You saw
or
it?
not?
I have
Marty
not.
Supreme,
No, but you
it's-
can bring it.
it's-
You can
this
go
is legit?
spoilers.
It's maybe my favorite movie of the last like 5 years, I would say. Like I was obsessed
Wow.
with this movie.
I love that.
And they came out with
Wow.
really cool merch. Timothy Chalamet, obviously the GOAT. He's super
Yeah,
cool.
he is
Kylie
killing it.
Jenner, like
Yeah.
Seems
kinda
like a
has
guy you just want to like hang out with.
That's exactly right, Ryan. He seems like the kind of guy you could like watch a basketball game with and have a
For
great time.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fun
God, yeah.
Saturday together.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
had these like ping pong balls that they were selling because that's from the movie. I'm
Mhm.
trying to get that merch. If anyone comes across it for less than like $100 for a pack of ping pong balls, like please let me know.
Wow.
Wow,
Gosh,
they're
ping pong
they're
balls,
like
that's-
that. I love
Yeah,
that.
it's like a
Wow.
4-pack of ping pong balls.
Colonel Sports Cards. What up?
Correct. Okay, so my next one is, and it goes into the next. It goes back to the sports thing. Traders. I think I've talked about Traders back in the early days, like when it first came out. I think I talked about it on Card Talk because I was so obsessed with
Is
it.
this
It's
a
reality
movie?
show?
Oh,
Reality
okay.
show.
Okay.
It's like a strategy game. They get all these celebrities like Bravo people. It's like the Housewives, and it's like people from Survivor and people from Big Brother, and then they have like Tara Lipinski, Jersey legend, ice
Yep.
skater.
Nice.
Bunch of like Michael Rappaport's on it, Ron Funches,
Yep.
bunch of people, and they all
Okay.
play the strategy game together where you're trying to like kill people and you get to the end, or if you're the good guys, you're trying to get the bad guys out. Blah blah blah. It's really fun. It's a really great show. I would imagine most people's wives are watching it because of all the Housewives. So highly recommend checking it out.
Yeah, I got to
It
bring
brought
that
me to
into my mix.
You need to get aware. It's one of the funniest shows ever.
Amazing.
So it made me want to do a sports traders. You guys don't know the show, so it's not going to be as funny, but like I'm trying to imagine this world where you have the bad guys of like Caitlin Clark and like Caleb Williams, and they're trying to take out like Justin Jefferson and like Ryan McMahon from the
Wow.
Yankees. That just seems like a really funny concept to me. And I just really want that to happen. So if anyone's listening or might be listening who has the
Sports
power
Traders.
to create that, I would love sports traders. My third one is updated. Oh yeah, updated opinions on how friendly sports have gotten. That goes back to the show thing.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if they're all friends, but at the same time, it was better when everyone hated each other. So can we
Mhm.
talk about how that's ruined sports for us? I know we talk about it in the chat. I don't know.
Yeah.
how- it's just like kind of tough tuning in on a Tuesday night, and it's like, oh, I'm watching Creighton and Marquette. Like it doesn't really matter. These kids are going to be transferred
Yeah,
in 6 months.
I'm not a big fan of like Urban Meyer sitting down to like chat ball with like Kyle Whittingham on like Fox News. I'm like, tell
Exactly
Kyle
right.
Whittingham to like pound sand. See ya,
Exactly.
bud. Like, we don't have any interest. You went to that school. You made that decision. No thanks. Like, I'm not welcoming James people back. Like, pound sand. Like, we gotta be meaner to some of these. Like
Like this
the-
dude
the-
from
I
who was
agree.
the Oregon guy who was like he got like clicked up with his old buddies from his old team in the photo shoot after losing the game. Like you can't do that, and that's just allowed now, and it kind of makes sports so
Yeah,
fun.
like I'm not a big fan. Like, we had some, cards and content. I was sitting there. I'm like, I'm not far from like Ryan Day's got to figure it out, man. Like, you go back a couple years, like you lose to Georgia, lose to Michigan, then you lose to Michigan and Missouri, then you win a national title, and then you lose to Indiana and lose to Miami. Like, might be time to figure it out sooner rather than later. Like, I'm not saying I don't love national titles. It was the greatest thing I ever got to witness from a sporting perspective live in person. It was electric. It was amazing. But man, like
It's tough.
I agree. I'm so in a weird
I'm like-
spot. I
what's
mean,
that
this
thing-
guy
what's that-
Peoples.
what's that Signetti guy doing? What's he up to?
Bro,
He's not
he
coming
keeps
out. He
signing an
wants no part
extension.
of your
Every
school.
game he wins. They give him a new extension. It's like
He
what
wants
is-
to punch you in the mouth every game for the rest of your life. That's what he wants.
Dude,
He might
I
be the
saw-
greatest coach
I
of all
saw
time.
this guy Ravel tweeted something that he thinks Signetti will play for no less than 20 million. Like, will coach for no less than 20 million next year.
Lose guy.
I can't believe you just said that to me. I'm trying to figure out if we're going to be nice on the show or not because I have a fourth bullet point, but I feel like it's maybe not a good bullet point to bring up. But
I
it's
think
worth-
Lou's forward point was we're too soft in sports. So I just
Give it. Bring the
My-
nasty.
my fourth bullet point. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. My fourth bullet point was like, are we cool with like, we're going to buy Beckett and like everything's coming together? Is that like cool? Does everyone feel good about that?
It's a good segue, by the way. It's a good segue because right after this, I got my boy Eddie who has a upstart grading company that's going to join. And
Amazing.
my thing is more like, are we cool with the like, I'm going to grade your card and then make you an offer for it before you even know what the grade
That's what I'm
is?
saying. It's all cyclical, and it's like kind of weird.
And then the digital repacks. And if I'm being honest, like I just had to have a back and forth exchange on email today with a prominent brand because a card sold from a vault and I just didn't get paid for like 8 days.
Well,
And I'm
that's
like,
tough.
where's my, like, that sale that happened that shows in my account that it
Yeah.
sold and like my wallet just says 0? Like, are you like, you buying Apple stock with that and then like selling it by the
Like,
time I'm
yeah,
getting that
like-
cash back?
Like put
It's
that
a
in the
little
money
sussy.
market for a few
Yeah.
days, just let it
And
sit there.
And it took me a month to pull cards from a vault recently. A month from the time I
Yeah,
requested to
we
get those cards.
yeah, we love buying some cards from like some like weekly auctions, and those let me tell you, they don't show up weekly. They
I'm
show up
what
like
you
like-
printed that thing?
like monthly. They like show up monthly.
So actually, Ryan, I want you to answer that original prompt, and then I might have a follow up.
About the like what?
The conglomeration of it all, I would say.
Like thoughts? Like what? Like, do I think it's good? No, it's monopolizing is good for companies, not for consumers.
Cool. So people don't feel good about it, is my question.
I don't feel good about it. I would love there to be competition. I mean, I think we've talked about this for a long time, like in on the Card Talk days around like I wish Upper Deck, Panini, Leaf, and Topps all had licenses and logos and athletes. You'd get the best products for everybody. Like it's a win when everybody has access to it because then you understand who's the best and right, like the market decides. Like I remember Gary always talked about that. Like the market doesn't care about your feelings. It just the market will ultimately decide who is the best and who makes the best product and who should win. And I think when companies own all of it, it's not as beneficial to the market.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you
Ma-
hear my dog barking. Go ahead, Tyler.
Oh, nice. A little dog bark. No more cat? You have a cat still?
Still have the cat. Still
Are they
kicking. He
friends?
just fights with my dog all day long. They're not really friends, but they kind of
What I really believe is that with all of that, I think that there's a lot of opportunity for new players.
Yeah, I think you'll see a couple rises this year from 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Companies that
agree.
have companies that know how to execute and operate can really make some momentum.
I think that, a little shout out for Zipper in the chat right now. Always shout out for
shout
for
out Zip. Shout out Zip. I didn't see that.
The
Hang on, let me
fourth,
go back.
the fourth host of the show.
Legend.
The Upper Deck Harry Potter announcement got crazy juice.
It's crazy. I didn't see a lot of previews. I saw there was like again, I'm not the expert you are, Ty, but like Ron's brothers had a dual auto.
Yep. And again, I'm gonna give a little pre-love to who I'm about to have on after you guys, but like just the time it takes for the average everyday individual to get a card graded through PSA is not easy nowadays, both from a cost
If it's still
perspective
not
and a
great-
time perspective.
Yeah, I think it's
And-
about 90-day turnaround and $23 a card.
And you know this, Rye, and I was in Dubai twice in the fourth quarter. There's a lot of people that don't care, that want it for cheaper, that want a different alternative, that have a lot of cards, that want them in slabs, and there are
That was
also
the SGC
consumers that are
in
willing
2020.
to trade them that way. And so I just am a big believer that we're going to see just other players in the building. And then on top of it, shout out Ryan's new page, Ohio Sports Cards PC. Also, like they who makes the best organic content also now has a chance, just like everyone else. Saturday morning cards, I think, is another thing that I think about. Like they're doing really dope stuff. And they get like random weird licenses, but it's good.
Who's the Knicks player who made a PC page?
Cat
Really?
has like a pretty like posting like breaking product like crazy and like in the mix.
He's One of my favorite athletes, I would say. I love him so much.
He is all time.
I'll give
All
a
right,
special
boys.
shout out. I have to run special shout out, Lou, if you're into athletes and cards.
I am.
Braden Smith, point guard
Okay.
for Purdue Boilermakers, #1 all time in Big Ten assists. Likely going to break the all time college basketball assist record. Hooper got
Is he a
to
hooper?
Hooper, bro. Yeah, got to interview him for a podcast episode coming up. We did it on Sunday in Indy. Kid can hoop, has some cool stuff. Just good dude. So, yeah.
I'm gonna check out his page. I'm gonna watch his YouTube highlights. So
Yeah, he can hoop. All-time assist record in college basketball. It's kind of crazy.
that's
It's
crazy.
coming.
Boys, I love you so much.
Love
Ty,
you
you're the
guys.
best.
Thank you so much for this. I appreciate it. I'm gonna knock down your text for maybe another appearance sometime soon.
Can't wait.
Appreciate
you
Yeah, I
guys.
love you.
Special mention, Dallas this week live. Car Talk from Dallas.
I know. Are you going? It's supposed to be crazy. I had to get Jay on here for the screenshot for the 4 of us, but
Maybe-
it seems
maybe a
like
little
Dallas
later.
might be one of the hotter shows. Like
Dallas in
this
January
one
is
coming up.
Dallas in January is just is what is it? What's Kim's move? It's a movie.
Where's
It's
the
a movie.
national?
The national is
Chicago.
in Chicago, like for the next 4 years.
That's a
Okay,
whole nother
sure.
live for another day, Lou, where Fanatics Fest and the National are 7 days apart from each other.
Yeah,
Yep.
right. We're gonna talk offline.
Can't wait.
Goodbye. I love
boys.
you.
You
Guys,
guys see what it worked? Just because I love you both, man. We got, Garrett
Garrett
Wilson.
Wilson.
The ultimate
Oh,
piece
Garrett
of-
Wilson, Ohio State Jets.
Yeah, we love five. We love five around these parts. He's
Yeah,
only
Caleb.
joking.
Shout out Caleb. Everyone give some quick love to Caleb in the chat.
Shout
one
out
of the-
Caleb.
one of
All
the
right, I'm gonna
OG
let Tyler
Card
go
Talk.
do a show. Goodbye.
Love you, Lou.
Bye.
See you, Ryan. Peace, gang. All right. Jay, you were supposed to keep me on a little bit more schedule, but we had to give love to the OGs. Eddie's been patiently waiting. Will's hanging backstage, and but that's all right. You were doing your thing, and we had to get the Card Talk boys cooking. That was a lot of fun. How
It's
you
not
doing,
just
Jay?
that, Ty. I've been working with you for a long time now. You know how it is. You got to let Ty cook, man. He can't. Even if
Gotta
I
let him
tried to
flow.
interrupt you and tell you got to run, you'd have been finishing it up anyway. So.
That's facts. Childish B, Phil Kulo. Thank you guys all for the energy in the chat. Hey,
Phil,
if you
what up?
this is live, so it's a different vibe. If you're one of the 18 people here, before I bring up Eddie, do me a favor. You're definitely in some group chats with your card people. Give a little share. Let's get this thing going. I'm blown away that there's 17 people here right now. This is really about going up on YouTube afterwards and the clips that are coming. But Jay, I'm going to knock you down, and I'm going to bring my good friend Eddie up now. We will see you shortly for the check-in, Jay. My man.
Tyler, what's up, man? Can you hear me?
I can hear you fantastically well. How you doing?
How's
today?
everything? I'm happy to see my camera was good. I'm using my iPad. I didn't know if it was going to work well or not. I was like,
Is it?
some people are
Tech.
blurry. No, it looks all right. So from what I see, it looks all right.
It's coming in crystal clear, good audio, good video,
Good stuff.
no latency. We've come a long way, that's for sure. Eddie, what's
Congrats
up,
on
my man?
bringing the podcast back, man. It's awesome.
Thank you, bro. I'm trying. Everything really is about consistency, so I view this as kind of day one. But it was good. I had a little nerves in the system before I hit go live, and here we are now. I'm pretty pumped about it. Eddie, I wanted to
gotta
bring
ask
you
you.
on. Yeah,
I
go.
gotta ask you, what is it? I'm a New Yorker too. What is it about us New Yorkers with the wired AirPods?
I think
Well,
wired.
everyone from New York. I gotta understand. it.
One, because no one has time for lost AirPods. Like that's my
Fair.
thing is like I lost them once and I was like, yo, I'm done with this. They're too expensive for the worry.
Yeah.
And there's something
Fair.
about the wire. It
unclinging it and putting
works,
it in.
boom, boom. Like you plug it in, now the laptops have that USB-C. We've moved past this whole is your phone lightning or not lightning. Like I think we're
Fair,
in a
yeah.
good spot with that. Yeah, and I've even like gone away from like over the year. Maybe I listen
That's
to
old
less
school.
music, but like, yeah,
That's
I
old
just
school,
like,
yeah.
I don't know. I think they're great. And the healthy people, no Bluetooth. Some report just came out of China, like that people's brains are getting fried. So I think it's just an analog. I was with someone over the weekend that was talking about they want a keypad on their phone again.
Oh yeah, that's coming back.
So yeah, what's old is new. That's always the case. Eddie, give me because we're running behind schedule a little bit, and I wanted to have you on here, and I appreciate you for coming on and joining
Of course,
me
my
first
pleasure.
time back. But we met each other really over email. You met Gary at a show not too long ago, and have had a couple phone calls. We got the backgammon here.
Backgammon.
Can't wait to still play one day together. But
100%.
I love talking to Raul. What's up, my friend? Thank you for joining. I love talking to individuals that are doing their thing. They're doing their own thing. They're out there no matter what. They're trying to make it happen, whether that's building a company, doing things in media. And you are tackling, I think a space that not only has some like massively large players in it, but also has an immense amount of demand with a supply issue, and is something that will live on in history forever, no matter the trajectory of the company.
Thank you.
And what I mean by that is like if you've graded cards, and unless people crack all of them, 70 years from now, there's going to be a card
They're
that
still
sits
out
in
there.
your slab. So just talk to me about C3 grading, what you're doing, and like where you see the opportunity in a world where PSA reigns supreme. CGC has done a really nice job and has a lot of history in other spaces like comics, etc. Why a grading company, and what's different? Why should people work with you?
So the first thing that we kind of went into was the reason I got into the space. I've been a collector since '92, since I was 12 years old. Do the math. And it's I didn't really know anything about grading until like early 2000s when I bought a Jordan rookie. It was my first Jordan rookie. I was excited. It was in a slab, and it was just sitting there next to my little Sopranos like signed poster, and I wanted to sell it around like 2012, 13. And when I went to sell it, I didn't know it was sitting right next to my window in my office in my house, and it was a little faded. So I went to sell it on eBay. The guy's like, "This is not real. Send it back." Twice. Sold it again. Not real. Send it back. Kept it around for another year. Then I'm like, I thought I lost it. It was in a drawer. Put it up for sale. Then a guy just bought it. It was a PSA 7. Um, and I just kind of let it go with grading around like 2018, 19. One of my friends was telling me, "Oh, people are starting to buy cards again." I had like 840 Jordans. And I'm like, all right, try to sell them on eBay. Nothing. By the way, like I have a screenshot of like two scoring kings and like crazy Jordans for $1,000. 840 Jordans for $1,000. Nobody bid. And it's the biggest mistake anybody could have had. And I figured I got to get them graded in order to sell them. And then I went into the process of learning how to get your cards graded. And it was the most brutal thing, like to learn. Like every website was difficult in an age where websites are supposed to be easy. Nothing's explaining anything. On YouTube, the only content I could find was Jeff Wilson when he first started. And once I finally took about a year to get like some product back, and I got it from Beckett, I got it from PSA, I got it from an old company called HGA. I tried to go through SGC. This one, they had the green and black slab, but they were local and they didn't want me to drop off, even though I had 800 cards. And it was just excruciating. And the product I got back was so disappointing. I'm like, wait a minute, this is the same exact product that I held 20 years ago. There's literally no evolution. Like, there's no date on when the cards were graded. The slabs are weak and flimsy, and just the label, no subgrades. So I was other than Beckett, and I noticed that some of the grading was also inconsistent. I got a PSA 10 on a card that was very yellow in the back, and I'm like, wait a minute. I was expecting 8 or 9. It was a Rare Air #1, the one with the Jordan with the towel. It was worth like 200s a 9, like 600s a 10. The
Yep.
whole back was yellow. I got a
Yeah.
10. I'm like, something doesn't make sense.
Yep.
And
Zem
I said,
Rasta, what up?
I said, instead of spending another, 30, 40 grand just sending the rest of my cards out and gambling, I'd rather just start my own and try to figure it out.
Yeah.
And,
So when did you start it?
So in February 1st of this year will be exactly 5 years.
5 years.
2021. Yeah, it was a first official slab.
And how many cards a month would you say that you're currently grading at C3 grading?
So in September of last year, we just touched around 8,000 to 9,000 cards a month.
And what are
Before that-
what's the main like vertical that you're grading? Like where are you seeing the demand come from on your side?
We're currently about 80% sports, 20% TCG.
Yep.
Yeah,
What do you
so
think
it's,
is the number one athlete being graded right now?
Oh, Jordan. Always Jordan. It's always been Jordan. I have people sending me $700, $800 Jordans one shot. Just get them
And
graded.
what can I expect? Gary, who's the best, just put out a tweet. I think a bunch of people are maybe tuning in. Some different commenters. Thank you for coming by. General Weeks, good seeing you. Photo City Collectibles. Just give me a rundown quickly of the experience before I get Evan on here and talk a little Mantle. What can someone expect? Where should they go? What does the full process look like to grade with C3G?
So that's the thing we did. So it was, I wanted to make it super easy. It was one timeline, one price. You go into our website, c3grading.com, click on submit cards, choose how many cards you want. You don't even have to put the information in the cards. Let's say you want to send 30 cards, click 30, add 30 to cart, and check out. That's it. We identify the card, whether it has autos, whether it has a value of 10,000, it doesn't matter. Just $9 flat a card. Makes it easy. One timeline, 2 to 3 weeks. Our business almost 8x from January of last year till December, and we still met our 2 to 3 week timelines. So, no matter what, that's even if we get busier, we'll extend the timelines, but we'll never create a higher price. It's just
Yeah.
always going to be a flat $9.
And then
I
let
don't
me
think it's
ask
fair
let me ask you a
to charge
question,
more.
because I think this is a topic that's been debated for, or not so much debated, but thrown around in grading for the last 5 years. Are you incorporating AI in any way? Are these human graders? What's the
So we
the
have-
holy grail of
Yeah.
put the
So,
card, zoop, AI looks at it, and you get a grade. Where do you sit on
so,
that chasm?
so I'll tell you. So our cards are beautiful, right? The slab is
Okay,
nice. The
give me a
color
little
matches,
visual. Show that off.
right? There it
Nice.
goes.
Yeah.
So, but if the accuracy of the grade
The
is
Knicks
not on
smoked them the
point,
other night, by the way.
what's that? Yeah, I
I
know.
said the Knicks smoked them, by the way. He
I
left
know, I
hurt,
know.
I think.
I know. I'm a New Yorker, so I'm happy
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
If the accuracy is not there, everything else is just a gimmick. The accuracy has to be there to enjoy everything else. It's like a sports car. It could be the most beautiful thing in the world. If it's slow, it's not a sports car.
Mhm.
So, it's the accuracy is important. So what we did was every grader we have, every card goes through 2 sets of graders, and they each actually have one with me. They actually set this up, they put the grade number, and then the second person grades it again. Anybody who has an off grade comes to me or one of the other managers, and they see who graded it wrong. Through the process, through centering and corners, they actually go and use AI for assistance for naming, centering, and for edges and other information. But everybody grades all their cards with AI assistance, and they grade them manually. We have I don't know if you can see right next to me right here. These are all microscoped. I can actually shift it a little. Hold
Do a
on.
little shifty shift with your iPad.
There you
Nice.
go. So right here, you see this
Like
right
it.
there, like where it says
Yeah.
next so big.
Yeah.
That's a little sticker. That's this big. So,
Gotcha.
it really gets to the nitty gritty of the card. I've heard companies, I don't want to mention, grade cards in under 30 seconds. That's an impossible task. That's the reason why. there's
Look, what I'll
inconsistent
say
cards
about
out
this,
there.
Eddie, and I think where you can win is visibility, just like you're doing right now. I don't think it's like why I was pumped. I think that there's an immense amount. Is there a set list of TCGs that are eligible for grading? My boy Nate from the Harry Potter world asks. But like, one thing to you, continue to be transparent, continue to give visibility, and people will look to buy in. Obviously,
Appreciate it.
PSA reigns supreme, but there, I believe, is immense amount of opportunity for more and more slabs, just like you're seeing these things come along. One Piece here, there, what have you. People want their cards graded more than ever. I collect 1999 first edition Pokemon. That's my gig. But like 99.9% of people that collect Pokemon are not collecting that. And this, the volumes are crazy. Keep pounding organic social and try to give insight and visibility, because what's everyone's craving, you'll win that way.
Thank you so much.
Eddie, I appreciate it. Let's keep doing stuff together. All right. Thanks for
You
being
got
here.
it, man. Talk soon.
Thanks, man. All right. I'm excited. We're hitting our flow. It's 7:50. We've been live for 50 minutes. And if nothing else, I'm about to catch up with a friend of mine who I haven't had the chance to talk to and or congratulate for some dope things that they've been doing in the hobby recently. If you just joined from Gary's push, or if you're an OG Card Talk person, thank you for being here. This is the first of what I plan to do every Tuesday night. My vision is something a la a Pat McAfee of the hobby and sports cards. Eventually, I want to integrate commerce on top of interviews, the likes. The golden thought would be to do it in a consistent manner that can be Monday to Friday, but I just want to give voices to people, what they're doing in the hobby as we turn the page on 2026. I think it's so cool that a lot of conversations are not what I think they were in 2021, which is how quick can you flip, how quick can you get a 2x, but the connections, the relationships, the entrepreneurship that's happening in the hobby, the different levels of influence that are coming in, whether that's VCs, whether that's small businesses using collectability to push their marketing. And an individual that I've gotten to know over the last 2-3 years is going to join us, Evan Parker from the Mantle, and I want to talk to him about what he's up to with the Hobby Awards and more.
Yo,
Best background I know, brother. Best background I know.
cool. Always good to see you.
Always, man.
It's good to have this back. You know, I was talking to Ryan like a month ago, and I let him know that when we were launching Mantle, like the first people that we talked to, first users were Card Talk listeners because you got us on Zoom. So Mantle, like the roots of Mantle is Card Talk.
I remember that. It was a fun opportunity, and it's things I want to do more of. I'm like those 3 years of doing 200 plus episodes. In some ways, I don't even like remember it or like realize what it was, but the evolution in Childish Beast, as I remember that call. But man, I first just want to give you flowers. I really want to hear about the Hobby Awards and how that all came together. There's so many different aspects of it that I think were great. First and foremost, like the live stream production, I think is super cool. Just like that execution, obviously partnering with someone like Yahoo Sports and the evolution that you've made there, to using Ghostwrite and what you did on the award front, the content that I've seen that come out of that, the different nominees, all pockets and places and spaces in the hobby. But would love to just hear from you kind of what was up with the Hobby Awards. We'll get into what Mantle is specifically, but I'm excited to just get a little bit of a recap from you on the Hobby Awards, which I saw as kind of a first in kind to the level of which it was done. Like I think here, there, some people maybe put out some posts trying to give some love, some shine, but the level at which you took what that execution was pretty fantastic. Would love to just hear a little bit about the experience and what you're building with that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. When we were looking at the space, it was pretty clear to me that there are so many people who love this hobby and put so much time and effort and just passion into it. But the content tends to be, it can be pretty toxic sometimes. And it felt like we weren't doing anything to celebrate all the good things that were going on. It's like, what did this sell for? What happened over today? And then tomorrow you move on and you kind of forget everything in the past. And people are just kind of in that transactional phase constantly. And it felt like a missed opportunity that we weren't, as an industry, stopping and saying like, man, we just had an entire year with great product releases, new apps popping up all the time, creators who are doing incredible things every single day and introducing the hobby to new audiences. Like, why don't we just take a breath and celebrate the things that we've done well and give everybody their flowers? And then we can go back to MFing each other. But like for today, let's all enjoy this thing that we built. And so we wanted to create an award show. There's nothing like it. We're like the only industry that doesn't do anything to celebrate it. And it just felt like there was an opportunity here. And so we created it. We partnered with Yahoo Sports, as you said. And so they helped us out with the live production, which was awesome. Josh Luber and the Ghostwrite team did our award. I had mine just came in the mail. I haven't even opened it yet. So I may as well open it up.
Let's see what we got.
Do a little unboxing.
Nice.
But like let's do something with people who are Gary as a judge, like industry people who know what they're talking about. Let the users, let the community vote too. So it's not just about like the execs who get to vote. Everybody gets a say, and let's do something dope.
I love
This
it.
is
So sick.
like this is, I have a Ghostwrite on my wall, on the mantle back there.
You got the pencil one back there, right?
I got the number 2 pencil and something that I really love what Josh has built. And I think he thinks about the hobby in such a creative and interesting way.
Yeah.
And, to get to partner with him, this is the first time I'm seeing it live. So
Sick.
we put a lot of time and effort into making this thing.
I love that it can just serve so many different purposes, and to be able to be like feel and stand as a super legitimate award.
Yeah.
Is pretty cool.
I mean, like that was the thought. Talking to Josh about it, he's like, he didn't build Ghostwrite to be an award, but he built it to tell stories, and he built it to sort of, represent different things. And so as an award, it kind of works perfectly. And I reached out to him thinking, there's no way this guy's going to say yes. He's partnering with Outkast and, all these like major names. And to his credit, he was all about it. Everything we said we want to do, he was down to do. He sent me a text a couple days after it, and he was like, next year I got ideas for how to make it bigger and better. So, like I think we've established what a trophy could be long term for this thing. And if you won this year, or if you were a judge this year, you've got something that's like the first ever. And hopefully in 10 years, somebody's got the 10th edition. But these things continue to have a life of their own.
It's amazing. All right, I'm going to pull up. Let's see if I can execute this real quick. I want to pull up Mantle and share this. Can people say that? I might have to bring it up. Add to stage. There we go. All right, sweet. Ev.
Yeah.
Without knowing the exact title, I mean, founder, CEO, leader of Mantle. On Mantle, do you refer to it as Mantle? On Mantle?
Just straight up Mantle. We just
Mantle.
needed the on so we could get the URL.
And how long has it been now? When did you guys launch?
We launched at the end of 2023. We launched the website. So, we're going on like 2.5 years. I've been doing this. About 2.5 years.
And again, one of the things that I love, I pop on and do episodes of podcasts from time to time where I'm just talking to entrepreneurs and people that are just out there building stuff. Even in the last 2 years, AI and the speed at which things are being put out, coding, all of that, you are probably wearing many different hats in the sense of like, okay, you're the CEO of essentially a company that produces a tech product in some ways. You are the shepherd of the community that then would exist on that. And then there's just like collecting in general. Can you just give us a little overview of the latest of what's happening with Mantle and, what people are using it for and where you see the product going?
Absolutely. So, we launched the website in the end of 23 and then the app not that long after that. The app has some features that don't exist on the website right now, just because that's where most people are using it. Like we just launched a marketplace recently. We're not selling anything, but it gives you access to eBay and Fanatics Collect and things like that. So, we thought we wanted to create kind of a do everything app for the hobby. As a collector myself, I felt like I was going to eBay or ComC or something to go buy. Then I was going to go to Collects or LetX to scan and get pricing data on something. Maybe I was going to have to go to Reddit or Twitter or Instagram to talk about it and show off the photos of my stuff, and Discord to meet my friends, and all these different places. And it was kind of a pain in the ass to be a collector and have 10 different apps I had to use every day. So like, could we create a home for just us where everybody who's on there is just talking about cards, just talking about collecting? And that's what we've done. So the marketplace that we just launched lets you not have to leave to go to eBay to go find something. If you're looking for something, if you want to get a VFriends card or whatever, you throw it in the marketplace in the search bar, and it'll pop up if eBay or Fanatics Collect is selling what you want. We're about to launch a want list, so it will search a bunch of different sales platforms. So you don't have to be putting your want list in 100 places. You just tell us what you want, and you'll get pinged whenever it comes up for sale. We're launching some new games, and actually this week we're going to have a new data point that we just created called Slam, which it all kind of sounds marketing BS, but it's secondary liquidity and momentum. And
nice.
One of the things that we found as collectors was that comps are the only way that people price things, right? Like this is what somebody paid for it yesterday. It doesn't really mean that this is something that's worth what I'm willing to spend on it. And if you go to a card show or a card shop, you walk in, like $100 card is not necessarily something you can immediately sell for $100, depending on what the card is. I collect a bunch of old stuff. And vintage cards, or like I'm a Crystal Palace fan. My soccer team, like I can't go to a card show.
Tough L.
No, maybe the most embarrassing L in my sports fan.
Horrible
L. But hey, they're like saying
what rises must fall. What rises must fall.
It's been many years of mediocrity, so I'll take the highs and lows. Just I don't want to be in the middle anymore. But I can't go to a card show with a card from Adam Wharton, one of the best players on Palace, and sell it for anything because the guys there don't know anything about him, don't care. Yep. So he's not a liquid card, and we wanted to create a metric that kind of showed liquidity. And so the Slam score basically shows you if this what's the card worth and is it liquid. So if you're going out in there and buying things, like if I want to buy for my PC, it doesn't matter what it costs or what it's worth. I'm going to keep it. If I'm going to buy something to flip, I want to make sure whatever I'm buying is liquid and that people are willing to pay that price today. And so that's something we're launching this week, just to help collectors figure out different ways that they can use data use community to make better decisions, have more fun in the hobby.
Love it. I need to hold just going through that vintage non-sport, which is the world that I'm playing a lot of my time in recently. Batman, stuff like this.
Yeah.
What I have to hold myself accountable to using it more. It's just the connections. I'm going through reading the names and I'm like, all right, I got to reach out to this person, get on a 15-minute call. I want to shout out my boy Nate. I was on the phone like an hour before. Let me post the link. It is onmantle.com.
It's all free. It's in the App Store, Google, and the Android store, and Apple, and then the website.
Robert J. Crow is talking a little Chelsea smack and then asked for the platform link, so we might convert him. But lastly, Ev, what are you collecting? Obviously, you have a plethora. I'm a big 40 different things at once person. Seems like you have a wide variety of interest behind.
I got a lot of stuff behind me.
Talk to me. What's good? What's on your mind?
Well, I mentioned Adam Morgan because I'm working on his Select Rainbow right now, and
nice.
Hard cards to find, but I've got like 24 to 38. I just picked up. It just came today. It's the 58 All-Star Mickey Mantle. The reason why this card matters to me, because I'm not a Yankees guy, but when we were developing the logo for Mantle, you can see we have the one with the star. I pulled the star directly from this card. So for me, it was like, trying to find inspiration when we were coming up with the logo. This card is how we got to what the logo is. And people always ask, like, why is it not spelled like Mickey? Because the mantle over your fireplace. I also don't want to get sued by his estate. But I finally was like, I got to just buy the card. It inspired the logo. And then my partner / boss, Alexis Ohanian, is in the new Ginter. And so I'm trying, he has one of his cards he signed with Mantle on it, DM me on Mantle. So I got a bounty out on that.
Nice.
But in the interim, I'm just going to scoop up, try to get the rainbow on his autos, because why the hell not?
Love it. Love it. Those are all fun things. And again, like, it's where I think so much has evolved. I was just reflecting over the last couple of days, thinking about, okay, what am I going to open and chat, with, and just remembering really 2020, 2021, COVID, this like explosion that occurred. The conversations generally led with money making, doing X because of the money making. And I really feel that the conversations I have now, that is like much further down the list. And I think the relationships, the community, and then generally people are spending time thinking, what do they want to be surrounded by? What are the memories that they invoke from that, or who are the people that they want to support? And
I'm not never like a hobby gatekeeper with this stuff. There are plenty of people who only collect because they want to make money, they want to find arbitrage and flip and
and respect.
Let go. But I think that there's a huge audience of people who are PC collectors, or they're collecting because of nostalgia or connection to something or memory or friend, whatever it is. And that's what I am. And the team that I get to work with every day, like, it's mostly people who are out there because they are fans of something, or they have some kind of memory that they're trying to honor. And so for us, trying to build something that can be useful for both. If you just care about, you bought this card for 10, you're going to flip it for 15. Like, I want to build something that you can utilize, but I also want to make sure that there's a place in the hobby for the person who's going out there. Part of my PC is sports broadcasters, sign autograph cards from sports broadcasters.
Nice. You got some Lefkoes in there?
I've got one Lefko, but I've got Vince Scully, I've got Al Michaels, I've got, like Vern Lundquist, like all these guys. I couldn't like sell those things to anybody, right? Like I'm the guy that wants to collect them. I don't know the other one out there, right? Whoever I'm going to sell them to, I've never met that person before.
Yep.
And I want to make sure we create a place that people who just are into things because they love them, because they have a connection to them, no matter how weird, how different, always have a place to go and people that they can meet and talk to about and geek out with, because I think that's what makes this thing so special. Like, there are easier ways to make money. If you wanted to go flip a couple bucks, like go on Polymarket and figure out when we're going to take over Greenland, like that, you're going to make more money on that than like going out there and buying and selling sports cards. So we do sports cards though, because it gives us a connection to something, like the athlete, the sport, whatever it is. Like, there's a moment of this that it transcends an athlete on a card, or Superman or Spider-Man or Batman on a card, whatever it is. The V-Friends characters, like, they don't mean anything if it's just the design of the art. It means something when you flip it over and you look at the back and you say, oh, like, here are the characteristics. This is how it relates to me. That's
Yeah.
the thing that I always want to pull out, because those stories and that emotion, I think, is what makes this thing special. And it's what makes this thing, what's made it survive for more than 100 years. It's not just the money, but there are a lot of people who just want the money. And I want to make sure that they also have tools to use, because I think that, we have to stick together. It's not that big of a hobby.
Agreed. Well, if you're killing it, I appreciate you coming on, man. Like, really
Yeah,
meant a
love
lot.
it.
When I texted you, I'm like, I enjoy talking to you. I enjoy following along. You're doing your thing. I will be
appreciate
committed more to using the app. But if there's anything I can ever do to help, obviously, one phone call away. And
Yeah,
thanks
no,
for
and I
doing what you're
appreciate
doing,
you
man.
all putting us on and introducing us to your audience, and all that Gary's done for us too. Like, you guys, it's cool when you're building something like this to have people who have influence, who have expertise, and passion for it, to notice what you're doing and want to support. So I appreciate you.
Of course, man. Thanks for sticking on a little after you could, man.
course.
Appreciate you. Talk soon,
All right,
man.
bud.
Be
See
well.
ya.
See it. All right. I like this. I like what's going on here. I'm definitely a little bit behind. I feel bad for my man Rick and Will, but we're gonna work through these things. Before I go to the next guest, I had to run a show. I thought I was gonna talk for 10 minutes. I definitely it's classic Ryan and Lou. I definitely had them down for 10 minutes. That turned into 30. That's par for the course. I thought I was going to be able to show like a bunch of different cards that I have and own, and that at some point maybe stuff for sale here, there, what have you. Little V-Friends Erupt, but that we're scrapping that for now. We're gonna have a nice review session. We're gonna have a little post game. We're gonna watch the tape and come back better for next week. But in the interim, I'm gonna bring up my good friend Rick and Will. I can see both of you in the backstage. Do either of you need to leave soon? All right, cool. I'm going to stick to schedule then. I'm going to bring Will up. We're going to talk very briefly about Panini blockchain and what's going on with that. Will is one of the bigger collectors that I know in that space. Been a long time friend, frankly, just like out of any of this. He's an individual that has shown me an immense amount of support over the last, maybe 5-8 years in what I've been doing from 1:37 p.m. I got Siegelman Stable here. He's been, long involved in that brand. Very, just like anyone that I know that knows Will, who's going to come up, only has amazing things to say. Someone I consider a dear friend. I'm excited to come on a jam. And Will, also, I was going to say, carrying on the theme, like, first off, I love those candles behind you. Sick. Super sick. Wait, your audio. Do you have audio? Are you on mute? You might be on mute. Let's see. Let's see. Unmuted. Let's see. Go to settings. Discounts lights. Settings, audio, boom. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull you down. I'm going to pull Rick up. We're going to go live production here. Jay's hanging out. I thought Jay would jump in, save it, but he's definitely on Twitter looking at things he shouldn't be looking at.
What's going on, man?
What is good? It's so good to see you, bro. One of my single favorite people in the hobby.
Thank you.
I have so much appreciation for you, not only as a friend, but just the journey. Like,
it's been pretty crazy, huh?
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy. And
yeah,
execution, bro. Like, there's very few people that I know that bring the focus to what they're doing. A family man, but like, we first met, to my understanding, you were listening to Card Talk.
Yeah,
I don't know
absolutely.
how involved you were. I don't believe you were working in the hobby full time. Maybe you just had it as a little thing going on. And, without knowing, I know that you have your own community. I know that there's people, you're on live now doing your thing. But also someone that has slowly in the shadows been an integral, if not the single driver in building and growing one of the largest brands and spaces in the hobby. And frankly, when I think about what I'm doing right now and how I've always thought about the content that I and Card Talk would put out, or mixed media, what you were able to execute and have continuously executed with Castro Collects, with the live streaming, with, okay, here's a streaming gamer, to bring that all together, breaking individuals live, either watching a footy match while breaking over here, all of that flowing, the amount of things that have to happen behind the scenes, engagement of the community. Bro, I just want to give you an immense amount of flowers. And every time I see you, I'm further inspired. And what I really wanted to bring you on is because you're one of the people that I know that have the deepest knowledge in what's happening in the footy space. We were texting a little bit leading up to it, but we were sitting there in 2020, 2021 talking about, oh, the 2026 World Cup is going to be the thing that changes everything. And we're staring down the barrel of like 4 months out, man. And you've really, grabbed those opportunities and ran with them. And so I'd love for you to just give a little insight into what you're up to, and then we can nerd out a little bit on just like the state, the landscape of the products, and what's coming, what the next 4 months look like for the hobby and in the proper footy scene.
For sure, man. Yeah, we're coming up on year 2 of Castro Collects being a real thing. And like you said, it basically started as it was basically an Instagram page initially to show off Edwin Castro's collection. He was he's made his name in the streaming world playing FIFA live on Twitch. And right about when a lot of people got into the hobby pandemic time, he really caught the bug. And it was just one of those things where I happened to be in the right place at the right time. I had been watching him for years. He happened to move to the city that I lived in, and it was just one of those things where I reached out to somebody in the community that I know had a direct line to him and said, "Hey, I've been in this for a little bit. Like, I would love to just be his right hand man." And sure enough, got the DM one day, and he's like, "Hey, can you I don't know where to start. Like, come over to my house and just help me go through this stuff." And it's natural, man. I mean, I think the way that I got involved with the Ultimate Team and Madden back in the day was because I collected cards as a kid. And so when I found out I could open packs on Madden, it was a natural fit. And now we've reverse engineered that a little bit, where we have this entire community of people across the world, which is the special part of it, that's spending thousands of dollars on digital players that disappear every September. And in my head this whole time that I'm working with Edwin and kind of, guiding him in his collecting journey in the background, I'm thinking that there is no more natural crossover than this right here. These people are collectors already. If they could grab those cards off the screen and hold them, they would do that right now. And, back in 2024, May, we cold launched. We didn't tell anyone we were doing this. He started up his stream one day and said, "I'm actually not streaming today, over to Castro Collects." And there's my face on the screen. These people had never seen me. And all of a sudden, the Shopify just starts going, wah, like crazy. So it was intimidating, man. It was, a real big stage. We got thrust right into it. My first break I ever ran was in front of 5,000 people. And that was definitely a learning experience. So we have learned so much, and none of this happens without the team that he has around him that built the studio for us, that helped us with the website, that, runs all the management stuff in the background for both himself and Castro Collects, the sorters, the shippers, the builders, the breakers, all this stuff. Like it's truly a team effort. And I'm just kind of back here just holding the strings, making sure things don't fall apart in a lot of ways. But these guys have all just ran with it, and it's really demanding. You said earlier, the way you kind of envisioned the card talk stuff and everything was like being the Pat McAfee of this. And that's a line that I've used often in the past too, is on our best days, I want this to be like the Pat McAfee show, where we happen to have a break as well. And I think we've been able to accomplish that a lot.
That dude, it's like, did you have visions of where it would go and how big it could be?
I thought we'd get there eventually, and we had a rocket ship attached to us that I wasn't aware of. So, back when you think about all this stuff, like we really waited until the peak had already passed. Like,
yeah, we
probably could have jumped in 21 and 22 and gone crazy then. But we bided our time. We got to know the industry. We got to know the people around us, and really just absorbed it and learned it. And I obsessed over it. And same thing with Edwin too. He just wanted to know more and more and more. And the time was right, almost 2 years ago now. And did we think it would be this crazy? No, we hoped it would be this crazy, but we just got to where we thought we would be so fast. And we're still growing, man. We're still growing. There's a lot of things, in the plans coming up. soccer obviously is such an important part to us because of the crossover with Ultimate Team, and we're able to get up there right with the big dogs, pretty quick.
You're good. Nope. Let's see. I can't hear you. I lost you. I think. Jay, can you hear? I think Mike cut out. Let's see. Maybe those died. I don't know. Let's see. Unmute. You're on mute. Can't unmute. Their mic isn't connected, it says. All right, I'm going to pull you down. I'm going to pull Will up. We're going to keep it going, and then I'm going to bring you back, all right? Oh, wait, you're back.
Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah. There we
I
go.
still can't.
I can hear you. You can't hear me, but I can hear you. You need a speaker. Put your headphones on. Now can you hear me? Can't hear me? Can hear me. All right, you're down. Jay, you're on that. There he is.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Perfect. I wanted to hear more from that guy because I'm big into soccer and
Rick is the best. Technical difficulties. We're working through them, Robert Crow. I know, and Rick's gonna nerd out. Let's see. Can we bring him on? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I think I can hear you guys now.
And we can hear you. All right, we're keeping it. We're going three-peat here. We're going three-peat. Rick, I wanted to get into the nitty-gritty about the landscape right now.
Yeah.
I got a lot of people that hit me that say, literally 3 people in the last 6 days, last week, hey, I want to get into soccer cards. Where should I start? My response is typically like, all right, let's take a step back. First and foremost, like, hone in on a player or two.
Yep.
One that either you love to collect or one that you believe in as a prospect. Like Nico Paz, like for me right now, even though he's now like crossed the chasm and is like superior, like a definitely like certified prospect.
Absolutely.
But I start there. I'm like, who do you like? Are you like a Steven Gerrard guy? Okay, cool. Then go down the Steven Gerrard rabbit hole. Understand, or you want like pieces, you want volume, what have you. But like, how do you think about that? You deeply know the landscape. I imagine you can rattle off products. Like, what is the high level on what's happening? Let me ask you this. Let me give you a little bit more detail oriented.
Yep.
Who's making the footy cards right now?
So the 2 main players right now is still Topps and Panini, with obviously some big changes. Premier League license recently switched over to Topps, so if that's really important to you, that's the place you have to look for that. But those are the 2 main players. Of course, there's various other smaller companies, but those are the 2 main players that you're looking at right now, Topps and Panini.
And we're staring down the barrel. I use that twice now. I don't think I've said that in 5 years. Of Topps Chrome Premier League.
Yep, Topps Chrome Premier League is due out the first week of February, so that's a really important set to return back to that Topps license.
And that'll be one of the bigger releases of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I think with one league stuff, there's always a depth issue. Past those top 2 or 3 teams.
Yeah.
But it's
You're
definitely
getting like the
iconic
left back
brand.
on Sunderland. Like you're like, all right.
Yeah, but then again, you have to remember, and I think we see this in our community a little bit more than the average American soccer collector community, is that left back at Sunderland is really important to somebody who lives and breathes and dies that team, whereas the regular collector landscape maybe doesn't really care about that. I know one of my closest friends is waiting for Sunderland cards. I started collecting Bournemouth of all teams, and like all of a sudden those teams matter. And the nice thing about soccer too is those are feeder teams for a lot of these big clubs. So if you're into prospecting, you have a unique opportunity there by paying attention to those teams.
So you've got club football.
Yep.
Premier League's Topps, La Liga. Where are we at on kind of the next tier of leagues?
La Liga is with Panini, Bundesliga, Topps, MLS is with Topps, and then they both have various international licenses. So the Euros would go through Topps, but anything that's like FIFA related or more towards World Cup type stuff is going to be Panini still. And I think that's still set in stone for quite a few years. And then they both they both have, or Panini has a multi-license too that they like to use for like Obsidian and products like that, where they can get several different leagues in there.
Yeah. Now, the question that I am really looking forward to hearing, because I don't know the answer, but
Mhm.
the 2018 World Cup set is what got me, what frankly changed my life.
This one?
Both. Yep.
Yep.
That one.
Okay.
That's exactly right. Let me see
Yep.
if I can find something for you here.
Yeah, that's nice.
I love it.
This
Iconic,
man
right?
and this card, Kylian Mbappe, 2018 World Cup, changed my life in many ways.
Yep.
What's the latest on the World Cup product?
Well, there still should be the full complement of World Cup products this year. It sounds like, with Panini, I think there's so many moving pieces right now. It's hard to say it's going to be out on this date, but we will see our first World Cup flavored products, I guess, probably coming out in February. It looks like first off the board is going to be kind of the Donruss set, which has Donruss and Optic. And then we're probably going to see Panini Noir. It was a little bit disappointing when it came out in the fall, but it looks like the World Cup set is set to kind of make some improvements there. But I anticipate that we're going to have maybe a Mosaic. We're probably going to have a Prism. We're definitely going to have a National Treasures and a Flawless. So we should get the entire complement that we're used to.
Did you say we're probably going to have a Prism? Is that not guaranteed?
Oh, we will have a Prism.
Let's go. I need it. Do you think it'll come out after the World Cup?
Well, surely not, right? I mean, you can't miss the boat on that. World Cup in the U.S. I mean, how long have we had to plan for this? Come on, guys.
What? I think it's probably 12 years or something like that. Ryan,
Probably
it's great to
so.
see you here, brother. It is so good to see you here. Yeah, that set is like, I think I'll be going crazy. I literally was, Robert asked if there's any metal treasure.
A National Treasure? Maybe what he's referring to?
Yeah, maybe.
I think that's supposed to be released around the start of the tournament. So, we'll see. They're keeping it very close to the vest right now, and we'll see. I think we all hope that Panini goes just absolutely crazy, giving us the best stuff right now, because it sure would be nice to see them be big players, once again this upcoming spring and summer.
I agree. We need it. Rick, thank you so much. Parting question: what are you collecting? What's happening in your personal collection world right now?
Oh man, my soccer collection is always based around the women's national team. That's super important to me, having two daughters. But lately, I've decided that for whatever reason, I ran into this team in Chicago right after the national. Bournemouth is my team. So man, I'm picking up Junior Krupi, French striker for Bournemouth, like crazy lately, and that's my guy. You see his Chrome Super, you come let me know.
Love it. That's amazing. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate you taking the time. Means the world. Keep killing it. Keep putting on for the hobby. Keep being an inspiration for everybody.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Rick. See you soon, man. All right, Will. My brother.
What's going on, man?
Thanks for being here, bro.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Again, I have to ask you, are the candlesticks real?
They are.
Do they get lit?
They don't, because it's a danger. It would be a danger to you and me.
It would be, and I don't want that. But I will say it would be nice. Turn the lights down low, maybe get a little pizza, a little vino, like those candles, the way you go.
Exactly.
I see what you're doing there. I see what you're
love
doing there. My man, I want to get a little update. I think there's a lot of chatter around Panini blockchain. Obviously, what's going on with the Ethereum bridge, NFTs are having a little bit of a moment in some ways. Just like things continue to come to fruition. And as a what I understand of as a fairly decent sized collector, can you just give an update on what's going on in the latest ecosystem with Panini blockchain?
Yeah, thank you. I think you said the key word was the Ethereum bridge. I think that opened up a whole new ecosystem of investors. So people in that ecosystem have money. They have crypto, Bitcoin, and they didn't necessarily know about Panini NFTs. And then you have guys like Spinatron, who's just like one of the greatest ambassadors ever. His collection of physical and NFTs is staggering what he owns.
Mm-hmm.
And he just was grinding out, especially mostly on IG, just educating, like you talked about it earlier, about just keep putting out good content, educating, bringing value to people, original content. And he does that. He's a very, very sharp guy. And he's been able to convince people that this is a viable asset. And I'm not saying he's the only one. I've been waving the flag a little bit. You know, there's Singapore Texan, who's another big collector.
Mhm.
LaPon is another one. He's a buddy of mine in New Jersey. We're part of what they call the OG 100.
Love it.
And,
What's this, like a little, like you have like a badge, is like a little Discord group, or like
Yeah,
where's
it's a
this?
Discord
You guys
group.
get like dinner in like candlelit rooms and stuff. Will, can you pick your phone up? Can you hold your phone? It's just like vibrating, I think, a little bit.
Okay,
Let me see.
is that cool?
Is that better, Robert? There's still a little bit of feedback here and there, but we'll rock it. You're good. You're good.
Okay.
I
So, yeah.
view this OG 100 as like a secret society.
It's not necessarily secret. It was like, for me to get in, it was definitely, you had to be vetted and get someone to invite you and then throw it out to the group. He said the guy that pushed for me was LaPon, and they a lot on the OG. There,
Will, we're losing you.
I'm here.
I know, but your screen's black.
You don't
Now you're
see
back.
me?
Now I see you. Now I see you. You're back.
Okay.
You're back.
Basically, I'm
How
a
often are
minnow
they putting out
competitor.
products? How often are they putting out products?
All the time. They just had a pack release for first off the line NFL 2025 with like special nebulous like cards in there, one of ones, that type of thing, and it's sold out within 33 seconds.
And there's demand?
Yeah, that's demand. 10,000 packs sold out in 33 seconds.
What was like the MSRP on a pack?
It was like $45 a pack. And there was another pack drop that they did that had like, have you ever heard of it's a NASCAR Kaboom?
Mm-hmm.
And they had a pack drop, and I remember landing in Philly, I had meetings out in the Midwest, landed, and I was like 2 or 3 minutes late, Tyler, and it's sold out. So I reached out to a couple of guys on, like, DM'd them and said, what happened? And Spino was like, dude, you were late. And I was like, I locked in 3 minutes after it went live because it sold out in, I think it was 29 seconds.
Wow.
So the demand is incredible, which isn't surprising to me. The reason why it isn't is because the people that are dedicated and see the value, especially long term.
Mhm.
One person called it generational wealth that you could potentially have. But it surprises me because Panini does not really market it. They don't push it. It's surprising, which surprises me.
Mm-hmm. And you have a couple nice pieces?
Yes. The one thing I love about it over the physical world is, I mean, we're buddies, so it doesn't count. But say I meet you at a show and you say, oh, I bought this Kaboom for $5,000. Like, that's just your word against. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah.
You know, but if I said, Tyler, I sold this card for $16,000 on Panini Direct, or, you know, the Panini blockchain, you can actually go in and see what I sold that card for.
Yeah.
So
Transparency. Same thing I talked about with the grading guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So a quick little success story. I was told that there were special insert packs. One of my guys on OG 100 told me about it, and I was, he said, you're a big Kaboom guy. You know, there's Kabooms in there. He said, they're kind of pricey. Anyway, I said, thanks for the heads up. He's like, you better get it quick because they're going to sell out. And this was 2 years ago, a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a pack, and it was $20 a pack for 2 cards. So I was like, you know what? I'll throw $100 at it. Let's see what happens. I threw $100, the very first pack. I even have a recording of it, so I can show it.
Amazing.
So you open it up, shing, it says like one of them was like rare and the other one was like epic. And I'm like, I should record this because I think the epic could be a Kaboom. The first one I open up was like a D-book, like just a insert. It was kind of cool. Then I hit epic, and it went swing, and it was like LeBron James 22 out of 25 Kaboom. His first ever NFT Kaboom. So, and I posted it on my story. People went crazy. Then Spinatron was after me for like literally 2 years to get that card. And I ended up, he started at 4. I ended up settling at $16,000.
That's amazing, bro.
Isn't that crazy?
That's amazing.
Crazy.
Wild
And you'll
world.
love this, being a Knicks fan like me. Instead of pocketing that money, I reinvested. I took it and I bought a Jalen Brunson 1-of-1 green Kaboom for $10K.
Smart man. That's why I had you on the show.
Well, I mean, I'm a big Knicks fan, but also I'm like, do you know how many guys are on Wall Street who understand crypto? They
Correct.
understand NFTs, who sit front row, who could like throw $30,000-$40,000 at that someday, like without a drop of a hat.
That's exactly right.
You know,
When did Kaboom Cards, that's your handle on socials, when did you form that? Was that more of an NFT Kaboom play or a
No.
physical Kaboom play?
all totally physical. I was at forget the shop. You would know it. Forget it. But it's
Bleecker?
not Bleecker, but the one in Midtown Comics, maybe
Montesey?
Montesey. That's it.
Great shop. Love
I
Montesey.
love who's the Eddie? Is his
Yep.
Eddie? The
Yeah.
wonderful guy.
Great
Just
energy.
Super person, great energy, like you said. And I was just looking at things. I was getting into the hobby because of Gary.
Mhm.
Because I collected as a kid, and then somebody turned me on to him because I'm in advertising marketing, and I'm like, God, this guy's brilliant. And he kept talking about Giannis PSA 10s, Giannis PSA 10s. So I
Mercy.
bought a Giannis from a guy out of his backpack at Montesey for $2,100. I walked out of that shop and I said, I can't believe I just spent $2,100 on a sports card. That was pre-COVID. That was like
2018,
January.
2019.
Yeah. And then I went back in another time. I was visiting with Eddie, and Eddie said, hey, have you seen one of these? And I'm like, what's that? He's like, it's called Kaboom. And it literally is like seeing the prettiest girl I've ever seen in my life. And I said, I was addicted. I'm like, this isn't just a card. This is freaking art.
That
Art.
is amazing. Yep.
And that's how I got hooked.
That's amazing. That's a great story. Well, you're going to be my constant Panini blockchain check-in because of what we do with VFriends. I'm going to talk to Rips a little bit about some of that stuff, but digital collectible. I'm here. Like, let's see if I can show you a little bit. Like, I got cards everywhere, and
It's
the
awesome.
ability to trade, on the digital side, and then to your point, the transparency on the pricing, the way that volume can move at such a rapid clip. I think we're still in the very, very, very early innings of all of that, and things that we're still excited to work on VFriends. And I'm really excited to see kind of this whole bridge with the Panini blockchain, Ethereum, moving over into that space. And then now, Spinatron knows a lot about it. Yes, Robert Crow, Panini does NFT cards. Where is it? What's the portal? What's the website?
The app, you download the app. It's called Panini Direct.
Okay.
And it's kind of like a dark, like a black, like octagon or whatever. Just go on the App Store. It's free to download. If anybody has any questions that's on here, they can just, DM
you.
me on Kaboom Cards, and the cards is spelled with a K. And I'm happy to help walk you through it. One other thing I want to point out is I just feel like I need to diversify a little bit. And so I'm going to be starting to get into some VFriends NFTs because I'm very heavy into Panini NFTs, and I have a good amount of Topps NFTs. But I don't
The
have
time is
any-
now.
Yeah. And if Pokemon had real NFTs, forget about it, But
Facts.
VFriends be that new Pokemon at some point,
Facts. Couldn't agree more. Will, I appreciate the support, the friendship. Thanks for being
course.
patient, being here. Always good jamming. And I even like you more now that you have candlesticks on the wall.
When I
My
see you in
man.
a couple weeks at here in the city, you're gonna go candlesticks.
That's exactly right. Never
All right,
forget.
brother.
Good to see you, man. Have a great
You too.
evening.
Thank you so much.
All right. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
All right, gang. First off, the 14 of you that are here, I've been live for over an hour and a half now. The first reemergence of Card Talk Live. Giga Metax, I appreciate you being here. It seems like Gary might have sent a little text out to his community. Thank you for tapping in. Is Kaboom Cards your YouTube channel? No, that is his Instagram handle. If you shoot him a DM, he'll answer all your questions about Panini blockchain. But again, thank you for being here. If you want to share it with your little chat, please do so. This is going to be post-produced on YouTube as long form and then clips. And frankly, there's no better way for me to end this stream than one of my closest confidants, my very good friend, my Harlem Globetrotter to my more Bill Bradley type of hooping, but a young genius himself, Adam Rips. What's up, Rips? Nope. Audio's not working. Rip and Wax is here. Soggy's here. Let's see. You might have to go to. Do we lose them all together? You there? Oh, there you are.
Is it working?
Yeah.
Oh,
Now you're
wow.
back.
Who knows?
Robert, would love to have you on. Let's talk.
Hit it with a little V Fresh.
A little V Fresh.
Yeah.
Rips, where are you right now?
We're at V Friends HQ.
You're at LIC.
V Friends HQ, yeah.
Nice. How was the day?
It was good, man. I feel like we're at the point. It's a special time. There's so much that we could possibly talk about, but I feel like we're at the point. I have always known it, but like it feels even more so now, where it's like we're actually gonna look back at this in 30 years and be like, these were the times where we knew we were gonna do it. Like we know we're gonna do it.
Like fully no.
Yeah, and everyone, like no one else knows or gets it, and like it's gonna be so fun to look back on these days.
I do think we have to record more.
Yeah,
I think
like it's a
record
shame there's so much. Like it's a shame because we're so jaded by how much he always recorded, and like know this more than me. Where like now we feel like there's more footage probably out there than like 90% of other brands, but like compared to when Gary would go harder, there's like nothing.
Yeah,
So
totally.
it's like there's still a ton, but in the grand scheme of things, the documenting is low. And there's a difference between Gary and V Friends as a whole.
Totally. But even like Gary would always say, the footage is for himself. Like I think we just need the footage for ourselves.
True.
Adam Rips, who's on here with me right now, is the leading, what I'd say, product designer, collectible strategist for VeeFriends. VeeFriends is a emerging upstart IP that is in its winding down the 4th year, heading into its 5th year of being out in the world. We produce it's a world that comprises of over 250 plus characters. We tell the stories of those characters through comics, through cartoons. We put on events, and we have a trading card game as well as collectible cards that we produce and distribute. And Adam is one of the people I work closest with in this world. Adam, I got to ask you a question. What is your favorite product from VeeFriends that you've put out?
I mean, Chrome's the obvious one, because what an honor to go from a lifetime collector since I'm 10, 11 years old to being, a fan of Gary's and getting to meet him through cards, to then working for him full-time on cards, to then him starting his IP called VeeFriends, to then partnering with Topps, to then working with Gary to put out, a card set that of something I would have collected as a kid. So the most full circle thing for sure. You'll like this, but like the back end excitement of like, it was huge for us before like the cards and the stickers got really popular, but I think I love pins, and I'm excited to get more into pins next year.
Yeah. What's your favorite pin we've done?
The meteorite ones. We in our mystery boxes, for those who don't know, we have a character called Adventurous Astronaut and Adaptable Alien, and we've done 2 different mystery sets where our chasers are true meteorite versions of pins with actual relics from an actual meteorite in those. I just like, when we're doing things that haven't been done before, it makes me the most excited.
Yeah. Can we do more of those like Halloween, like the box with the super sticker pins?
You like the combo, the stickers and pin combo?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think so. We haven't done one of those since, well, we did one at last year, like 2024 Comic-Con, but before that, like 2023 Road to VCon. It's been a minute.
Who got you into cards?
I mean, a mix of things. Myself, from an like basketball and business were always my favorite things. Like I would sell when I was younger. Like any money, any Hanukkah gift, any birthday gift, anything would just be money in the pocket. Like I loved money.
Yeah.
My decorated snowman is blinged out with dollar bills. My first grade birthday invitation, dollar bills. We would go to whether we went to get ice cream as a family, to a souvenir shop at a museum, always take them. Like I don't want a gift, give me $10. You know, I don't want ice cream, give me $5, and I would take the money. So I loved money and I loved sports, and my friends and I all loved sports, and we would trade baseball cards and rip cards at recess. And my dad is definitely an influence because, you know, he always had a bunch of like Yankees signed baseballs in the office, like autographs and the lure of like meeting your favorite athletes. Like I loved autographs. I started with memorabilia, started going to like a card show when I would get more like seriously into cards, you know, after, you know, definitely a level above what my friends were doing at the time, just trading at recess and bringing each other's binders to each other's houses, making some flips on eBay. But just fell in love with cards early on as a hobby, then turned business, and perfect timing when COVID, perfect timing when COVID struck, because I had such an awesome collection and it was really, truly a hobby. And then the market just completely took off and gave me more flexibility to sell, buy, trade, you know, more than ever before, while not also having to go to school, which was a double win. Soggy says leading on it. There's definitely a point, and I've still got to be maybe top 3. Could still be one. I don't really know the context as much anymore, but definitely one of the top collectors of Giannis in the world. After my bar mitzvah, I got $5,000, which I quickly repaid back, but to invest in basketball cards, and a lot of that went into Giannis, and that worked out very well.
Well, why Giannis?
2 reasons. One is because he wasn't a starter at the time. He was still like 69 overall in 2K, like not a good player, not a relevant player. But he had such a raw talent and such a raw work, such a work ethic. Like I was still, you know, it was some other level in me, but like work ethic obsessed, and like I knew he was like came from nothing, and he had sold trinkets on the street when he was a kid, and like I knew he was hungry, and I was 15 at the time, but like I just knew something was different about him. And above that conviction, cards were different back then. Like I was already making money on Giannis cards, which gave me more conviction to keep going deep on Giannis, and he just kept getting better. So it was like a good flow. But I'd buy 10 Giannis base cards on eBay for $61, Prism rookies, go grade him at Beckett because that was the bee's knees, and get him back, and I'd sell them. I had a guy who'd buy them for $55, $60. That's, whatever it was, depending on the subgrades. So I was already, turning 15 into 60 with Giannis. So I would just keep taking those profits and keep buying good Giannis stuff. And he kept getting better at basketball, and it just kept working out.
And whether you have it still or don't, what was your favorite Giannis you ever owned?
Favorite Giannis card? I think it's 2017 National Treasures when that product came out. So I was telling Gary's son the other day, like where I would really win in cards, and again, the markets, I could still do this today, but the market's gotten different. When there was a big release day of a product, I would have not even Whatnot at the time, but it was called Breakers TV. I'd have all the biggest breakers open in front of me, and whenever someone hit a big card, I would go straight to that. I'd find that person. It's all right, it's Robert R in Virginia, and I'd hit up the breaker because I knew the breaker and find out who got it, or I'd find them on Facebook, hit them up right away and make a deal. I loved release days of certain products. And so I think National Treasures 2017 came out. Giannis had a 1-of-1 patch auto, laundry tag patch auto in the set. And I wanted that card. And I was at lunch at school in middle. It's an interesting one. 27, I think in middle school, but it actually was probably high school, like a freshman year high school. And that card came out, definitely freshman year high school. That card came out on eBay at 1,200 OBO. And it's a bigger card than that, even at the time. And I still had to make an offer, and I offered. It was like 1,500 OBO. I offered 1,200, and I got it. But I still have that one. I love that card.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's wild. You could use your phone then?
Yeah, for sure. When 2017 National Treasures basketball dropped, first off the line boxes on Panini's site were $800. It wasn't blind Dutch auction. It wasn't we're going to start at $50K until it's gone. Well, they got different and smarter. I brought money. I remember bringing money to school in case any of my friends hit that product. I was going to give them $200 just to get it. So everyone would try. And actually, no, the site was horrible. You had to keep pressing, buy and keep pressing buy, and it would keep refreshing and saying, timed out or something. But cards, I don't know. The cards definitely. I would say 20. Like it had to have been like 2019. That was like 2019, 2020. That was like the turning year for cards.
Yeah. 20. I mean, for me, I didn't know of it. I remember the first phone call I got from Gary in 2018, but sports, and now fictional, but grading also, was grading always a thing?
Grading was always a thing for sure.
James Cook.
But it wasn't
James
as
Cook
it
would
wasn't as controversial. It wasn't as mainstream. Like
Mhm.
everyone, if you had a good card or if you wanted to flip a card, like grading was still part of the process. But I mean, the volume is insane. It used to be like $15 in like 15 days, and you'll get it back. And whether it was a Beckett 9.5 or a PSA 10, like people didn't really make a difference.
Can I show you this chart real quick before we wrap up?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Actually, final question for you before I show you this and we talk about it real quick. What's the one thing you're looking forward to most in the calendar year ahead for VeeFriends?
I think there's going to be a moment where it might not be this year. It's going to take work, but like when the universe starts to come together more, because these comic books are fantastic and the trading cards are fantastic, and we're going to keep doing, different things and unique things. And I think that it's going to there's going to be a point where everything starts to speak together more than it is now. Like, I feel like right now it's like, oh, I've seen that through this, or like that's been there. Without catching really any type of mainstream attention. And I don't expect mainstream attention, but I think that 2026 is a year where VeeFriends is really like transitioning and embodying
just
like
holistic.
Holistic and holistic character universe.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm going to answer Robert Crow's question real quick. He's been here all night. Great question. Can I ask you a question? What do you guys think about the whole Beckett and PSA merger with the grading? I think two things. On one hand, I actually think it's a good thing for Beckett. I think it's an iconic brand. It's been a brand that's forever. I believe it was a family-owned brand for a long period of time. Always.
Yeah.
And I think every dog has its day. And it seemed as if operationally it was falling off and not being executed and treating with the care and oomph that it once was. Also, maybe not evolving into the modern landscape. But for PSA, which is operating at an insane level and continuing to innovate, to take that heritage brand under its wing, I think in the same way that when Fanatics first came out and it was like, oh, it's going to be big bad tops and it's not going to be good, and here we are however many laters, and they've really executed well and are killing it. I think you'll see the same thing with Beckett. I then also think the consolidation, and why I had Eddie on, is going to lead to a lot of opportunities for new grading companies to do their thing. That's my answer. Rips, I'm going to sign off with this chart. Wait, you go.
Oh no, I have a Rips hot take also. Not a hot take, but like just something that we were talking about the other night. And I was reminded, I think, who did James Harden just pass on the score
Shaq.
list for 9th all time, I think?
Shaq, I think.
And Durant's about to pass Wilt. And I was talking with a guy the other night about LeBron potentially being undervalued. But Giannis is like,
we were talking at
Giannis
Women's.
is almost cheaper than ever on a lot of his cards. Cheap, speaking of the last 5 years. But like, I feel like greatness right now, it feels very underpriced. And like some of the high end, like Kobe, LeBron, Curry, Jordan, like upper deck stuff, which also could mean that like Panini stuff can get really interesting in the next decade too.
Yeah.
Like the way that upper deck, limited low, like people are already, I think, catching
In
up.
some ways, I think Alex Ovechkin is the most underrated sports card athlete out there right now.
But like, I feel like I feel like right now cards are in like a place where ultra high end is like really booming.
Mm-hmm.
And like brand new, shiny, one of a kind debut patches, superfractors are like really popping, but like the middle just feels ripe. Like we're talking like KD is an all-time great. Curry, bro, like there's a lot of good Curry stuff out there. There's a lot of Curry's gone nuclear, but like middle of the road, KD, Curry, LeBron, Giannis, Harden, like it's hard to fathom how good they actually are. But like in a world where Panini and basketball are probably both the different viewed differently in the next decade. Like, just feels like a weird moment in time.
Agree.
Where, like,
2012 present.
it's about the very highs and like the highest of highest end of the best guys and like the highest end of the new guys,
Mhm.
and we're forgetting about like Durant, LeBron, Giannis, Curry, like stuff that is probably gonna be really good long term.
Agreed. I agree. I need a Braun
Yes.
Topps
Wow.
Chrome. I need. Look at this chart.
Sealed wax? Oh, cards and sealed wax. Nice.
Yeah. Prime,
Wow.
not including Whatnot, not
This is
including TikTok,
crazy.
not including shows unregistered.
Oh my gosh.
That is the size of the market. Even if you just look at
Right, because
what's happening from
that blip in 2021, that high that got
pushing
real
to
quick.
200 mil there. Yep.
Yeah, and like
Felt like nuclear. Like, oh my
Right.
gosh. And then the drop to pretty much going 50% to 100 felt like cards don't even exist anymore.
yeah, and then it took a tumble,
Yep.
and now it's the strongest, among the strongest it's ever been.
Wild.
This is crazy, man.
And then if you can just pour it out another 20 years in a lot of ways, it's
It's
only
over
just
$10
getting
million
good.
a day.
It's pretty wild.
Over
Pretty,
10 mil a
pretty
day on
wild.
cardboard.
Yeah.
It is crazy, man. Like old family friends are like, look what I just picked up. I'm like, it's weird to contextualize that this hobby is not small anymore.
Yeah.
And in many ways, it's still probably very small.
Agreed.
But like, it's not small anymore.
Ah,
Oh, Lou
Lou.
said something so funny, man. He goes, who's that Knicks player who has the big PC? And then you're like, it's Ron Hens. He goes, oh, really? And then like a minute later, he's like, oh, he's like my favorite Knick. And I'm like, he's like,
It was
"He's
probably a
my favorite
classic
second." I'm
Lou
like,
troll.
I didn't even know that was
It was a classic Lou troll. Adam, thank you for joining. Get back to work. We got some products to make.
excited to watch the Card Talk journey continue. I loved Card Talk was awesome. Card Talk Live was a moment. Dominique Wilkins was a big one on that show.
Yep.
McAfee is funny to look back on, but yeah, it's I'm excited for the Card Talk journey. I'm pretty
He's-
sure Lou did say he's his favorite Knick.
I think he might have said one of his favorite athletes.
Yeah, something like that.
He might not have said favorite Nick. He might have said his one. No,
It was
he might have just professed his love. He
I
might
don't
have
know.
just
Well,
professed
hey, we documented it. We'll
I mean, that's
leave it up
true.
like that.
It's on the show. We can clip it. One of his favorite guys. True.
Okay, understood. That's very fair.
Appreciate you, Rips. All the best.
you
man.
guys soon.
See you soon. All right, gang. Just under 2 hours. Didn't anticipate it to go this long. The 16 of you that are tuned in right now means the world. I'll be back. The plan is next Tuesday night. Let's see if I can execute between now and then. Plan to get some clips up and just enjoying all things cards. I definitely want to get some more commerce involved. I want to show some more cards. Showing more cards is necessary. Summertime 101, I let you down. You said we need more cards on screen. I don't think I showed many. I showed very little, if any at all. But Robert Crow, thanks for being here. And feeling good. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Give it a share, give it a like, give it a comment. Have a great week. Peace.